All right, everybody. I hope this live thing is doing what it's supposed to do. We shall see. We got the Battle of Ohio here in this Demolition League. The Cleveland Indians visiting the Cincinnati Reds. And let me go over here. Got the game up on the computer as well, so I can see what you guys are seeing, or at least hopefully see what you guys are seeing. Looks like everything is in place pretty well. Good morning, Brad. How are you doing? Like I said, this is another dry run for this live thing. I'm still trying to get used to that. But this is the Battle of Ohio. I was going to record this, but I figured people in Ohio, particularly, might like the fact that it's a Battle of Ohio game. This is game number 34, Series 3, Matchup 4, game number 1. Replay date is April 20th, 2015. And like I said, Cleveland Indians, Cincinnati Reds. Cleveland enters the game 4-2. Cincinnati enters the game 2-4. Let's look at the starting lineups that I had to pick out based on rest rolls and whatnot. Let's see here. For the Cleveland Indians, they did not have any rest rolls whatsoever. They do have one caveat. Yan Gomes is injured. However, I do not have a backup catcher carded for the Indians. So if Perez gets injured in this game, I'll just have to bring Gomes out and play him injured. I don't have any choice. That's all I got. I could have went to the computer and printed off somebody, but for such little opportunity, I didn't think that was necessarily a worthwhile endeavor. So let's look at the starting lineup for Cincinnati, well, for Cleveland. Before we do that, let's look at starting pitchers. That's probably the first place to start. Mike Leake, maybe better move this out of the way. Mike Leake, who would later get traded to San Francisco, but started the season in Cincinnati. He is the starting pitcher for the Reds, and Carlos Carrasco is the starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians here in game 1 of this 3-game set. And now let's look at the starting lineups. Michael Bourne leads off in center. Jason Kipnis at second. The red-hot Carlos Santana's at first. Brantley's in left. Ramirez is at short. Chisenhall's at third. Perez catching, and Murphy in right. And then Carrasco, of course. We're in the National League Park, so no DH. If this was in Cleveland, we'd have a DH. But since it's in Cincinnati, no DH. The pitchers are hitting, so Carlos Carrasco will bat ninth. For the Reds, they had one rest roll, and that came up for Schumacher. So he has to rest today. Everybody else is pretty much available, except for Hamilton. He's still on the injured list or disabled list, what you want to call it, for another 3 or 4 games, I believe. So we have Phillips at second, Cozart at short, Votto at first, Frazier, the Todd Fathers at third base batting cleanup, Bruce is in right, Birds in left, Pena catching, Bourgeois in center, and Mike Leake, the pitcher, will bat ninth. All right, so let me get my things in order to make sure they show up on camera the way I would like them to. And we'll make sure we got everything in place. I want to make sure all 9 innings show up. I may have to move the camera up just a touch, or the phone up just a touch, I should say. Let me move it up just a hair, see if that gets me to where I want it to be so you can see all 9 innings. It looks like we can do that now as I'm looking at my computer to see what you guys are seeing. Okay, so it looks like everything's in place. Mike Leake is the starting pitcher, and he'll be facing the center fielder, Michael Bourne. It'll be Bourne, Kipnis, and Santana for the Indians. Michael Bourne will lead things off. Good Saturday morning to everyone out there. This is, I believe today is the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Almost halfway point of the month, because January 1st was also a Saturday. So January 15th, how about that? We made it that far. All right, Mike Leake facing Michael Bourne, and game number 34 out of 270 is now underway. 1-4 for Bourne. He's going to draw a leadoff walk. So Michael Bourne gets the leadoff walk. He is an A stealer. Starts him as a 17, being held, makes him a 15. The catcher arm, Brian Pena, checks in as a +1. So that's going to be even more enticing for Bourne to try to go. That would make him a 16. So he's going to go. using Strat or PC replay to keep stats? I'm using Strat because I can make my schedule. The PC replay is not schedule friendly for creating the schedule that I like, the kind of schedule I like. So I'm using Strat PC. All right, so Bourne has a 1 to, I believe we said a 1 to 16, because it's 1 to 17 for an A, -2 for being held to 15, +1 from Pena. 1 to 16, he makes it. And he's in there, stolen base from Michael Bourne. So good start for the Indians, as they have their leadoff man on second base with nobody out. He will have to be held. And here's Jason Kipnis. 2-9 for Kipnis. That's a ground ball to short, and that's going to freeze the runner Bourne there with a B, so he can't go anywhere. Kipnis is retired. And that brings up the red-hot Carlos Santana. He was doing some damage against Arizona in the last series. 5-7 against the switch hitter batting left is a strikeout, so Mike Leake gets a big strikeout there. 2 down, and it's going to be up to Michael Brantley. He's no picnic either. He's got a very good column 2 against right-handers. 6-8. 6-8 is a ground ball second base X. Second baseman is Brandon Phillips. He's a 1. 1 and 11 is probably going to go to an error check. Let's verify that. 1 to an 11 is an error check. Brandon Phillips is an E8. E8 and a 5. E8 and a 5 is a ground ball A. So it's good play for... Hello, Al. How are you doing? Ground ball by Phillips ends the inning. And after half an inning of play, it is Cleveland nothing, and the Reds coming to bat against right-hander Carlos Carrasco, who pitched 7 shutout innings in his first start of the season in this demolition league. That was against San Francisco, who had trouble offensively all the time anyway. So let's see what he does against the Reds. It'll be Brandon Phillips to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. No score on this Saturday morning. 4-8, and that's a 1 to 9 single. Anything else, he grounds it to the third baseman, Chisenhall. And Chisenhall will make the play, so Phillips is retired. Goes 5 to 3 if you're scoring at home. If you're scoring at home, you may need some therapy. All right, here's Zach Cozart. 1-6, and he lines it right to the first baseman, Santana. And Santana says, you got to change your evil ways. You're not getting that ball through there. So there's 2 down, and here is Joey Votto. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? Yeah, Al, we're in Virginia here. We're not friendly with snow, but we're supposed to get some snow on Sunday, so everybody's kind of panicking about that. I don't really pay much attention to it unless we get ice and lose power. Then I pay attention to it. Here's Joey Votto. 6-2, and that's a ground ball first base X, so Santana will get another chance. And as a first baseman, Santana is a 4, so could get through. 4 and 11 is going to go to an error check, most likely. Almost has to. 4 and 11 definitely goes to an error check. And Santana, his error, he's only E4, so he doesn't get to much, but he does feel what he gets to. E4 and a 6. E4 and a 6 is a ground ball A, so it's good play. But since it's on the defensive chart, since it was an X play, we're going to call it 3 to 1, where he has to make a tough play, field it, and throw to Carrasco covering. And the Reds go in order 1, 2, 3. Hello, Robert. How are you? Robert, I was kind of surprised that the Dolphins fired their coach. I mean, they came back with had a nice little winning streak at the end, but I guess they wanted to go in a different direction. Talking football. Whopping 6 degrees. Wow. It's a high of 32 today, but we're no snow today. But tomorrow morning is going to be snow mixed with sleet, mixed with rain. So mixed bag, as they call it down here. Richmond's usually on the snow ice line, so we get a lot of iffy weather. I'd rather just have straight snow myself. It's easier to deal with. All right, here's Jose Ramirez, top of the second, no score. This Battle of Ohio. 4-8, and 4-8 switch hitter batting left is a fly ball to left field, hauled in by Marlon Byrd. And Ramirez is gone, 1 down. It's going to bring up Lonnie Chisenhall. 6-6, the lefty. That's a ground ball to, I'm sorry, I'm over here. 6-6 is a 1-3 single. Anything else, it's a grounder to Votto. And Votto takes care of it himself. Waves off leak. 2 down. And I'll bring up Roberto Perez. Again, Yan Gomes is injured, so the Indians have no technical backup catcher. So if Perez gets hurt, I will have to bring in Gomes, even though he's a little bit dinged up. I'll have to bring him in because I have no other catcher. But hopefully he won't get injured. 5-2, ground ball first base X. We're looking at Votto. And Votto's defensively is a 2. 2 and a 12. I think that might go to his error check. We'll double check it here for first baseman. Yep, goes to his error check. So he's an E9. Kind of high for a first baseman, E9. E9 and a 5. E9 and a 5 is a 1 base error. And so Votto, unable to corral that one. That's going to go as an E3. First error of the game on the Reds. Perez will not be held as an E stealer, though. He's no threat to go anywhere. Hello, Forrest. How are you? And I got to watch out. My mother got that COVID stuff, so definitely have to be careful with that. I'm knock on wood. I've been fortunate not to have contracted that, or if I have, I'm so immune to it that I don't know it. So if I've had it, I haven't had any symptoms whatsoever, not even a cold. So like I said, knock on wood. It's out there. Here's Murphy. 5-8, and that's a 1 for a triple. Anything else is a single 2 stars. And that's a single 2 stars. Let's go put runners at the corners, but now you got the pitcher spot coming up, and this is where Cleveland misses the DH. Because now you got the rally killer right here. Although Carlos Carrasco does use pitcher hitting card number 3, so could be a, base hit off of that, or it could get off a Leaks card. You never know. 3-10, no run to the pitcher card, but it is a walk. How about that? He walks the pitcher, Carrasco, and that's going to load the bases with 2 down. And now we are back to Michael Bourne with the bases loaded and 2 outs. All this happening with 2 outs and nobody on, but the error by Votto has opened the door. Base hit by Murphy, and now the walk to Carrasco. And here's Michael Bourne. Now I think we're safe on the stream with the COVID stuff, Robert. Although maybe I should wear a mask or put a mask over the microphone on the phone or something. I don't know. Here is Bourne, 5-9. 5. Oh, that's trouble for Leak. Look at this. 1-12 is a home run. Bourne has weak power, however, so 1-12 would only be a single 2 stars, but a 13-20 is a double. 1-12, and we got a guaranteed 2 runs. And that's what we got. It's a 1. So it's a single 2 stars. And all this happening because of the Joey Votto error that opened the door. So errors are not your friends if you're the pitcher. They're unearned runs, but it doesn't ease the burden any on Mike Leake. Mike Leake trying to keep from springing a leak. All right, Bourne again. Same situation. 17 for a steal attempt. -2 for being held as a 15. +1 arm from Pena is a 16. He's going to try it again. Why not? Oh, he barely got in there. It almost rolled to a 20, but 15 is a stolen base. So Bourne steals second. He's at second now. Runners at second and third. 2 down. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? I like it in a lot of ways, but other ways it's kind of nerve-wracking because, like I said, it's live. If I'm doing a recording, I can pause the video if I feel like I need to, if I mess something up or whatever. But here, every blemish shows, as they say. All right, so here's Jason Kipnis. 3-5 for Kipnis, and that's more trouble for Leak. 1-9 is a triple. 10-20 is a double. That is a double for for Jason Kipnis. And since Bourne stole second, he will score from second easily. Carrasco from third easily. All of a sudden, sorry, don't have a cough button. That's what I mean by going live. I don't have a cough button. But the double from Kipnis, a 2-run double, makes it 4-0 Cleveland. All this happened when 2 were outs. Ramirez flied to left and Chisenhall grounded to first. You figured it'd be a 1-2-3 inning. But then the error on Votto, that was the big thing that opened the door, kicked, and the Indians are kicking it wide open. Here's Santana, 1-9. He strikes out to finally end the inning. But a 4 spot by the Indians, and they now lead it 4-0 over the Reds, the beleaguered Reds. And they've got the work cut out for him. So Carlos Carrasco, who has yet to give up a run now in 8 innings of this replay, is back out with a 4-run lead. Another thing I like about doing live is you guys get to chat with each other, and maybe that distracts you from anything I might mess up on the broadcast. Here's Frazier, 1-8, and that's a walk. So big journey start with small steps. So I guess Frazier going to try to start that with a walk. He's a B stealer. He will be held. I'm holding C and above. He's a B stealer. He will be held, but he's not going to go anywhere down 4-0. Here's Jay Bruce. 1-9 for Bruce. Struck him out. So 1 down. And again, I want to thank Tenacious Earl. He's the one that really, he had this was his project back in the day, or his kind of project back in the day, and it's just, I don't know, it kind of merged the reality and the fiction together, and kind of, I like to be able to do my own lineup. It's just something different than always doing as play is what I'm saying. So shout out to him for coming up with this idea, and I just took the ball and rolled with it, so to speak. Oh, I'm not going to do, at least I'm going to try not to do an ID Jester. There's no Mark Gubaza, there's no Gubaza in this game, so I don't have to worry about that. Forrest, the Reds record is 2-4. The Indians is 4-2 coming into this game. All right, here's Marlon Byrd now with 1 on and 1 out. 1-8, and that's a strikeout again. So Carrasco bowing up, striking out 2 in a row. And that brings up the catcher, Brian Pena. I think Brian Pena is the only guy in this game I actually saw play. Oh, actually, I take that back. I saw Brian Pena and Bourgeois live because they were in the Atlanta Braves organization. I saw them at AAA as they came up through the Braves organization. So those are the only 2 on here that I can think of that I've seen play live. Here is Pena. 5-7, and that is a ground ball to first, handled by Santana. Another easy inning for Carrasco. He's doing it again. I thought Kluber would be the ace, but right now Carrasco is being the ace right now. We like to pick on Jester. He's kind of a polarizing figure. Sometimes I think he not that he brings it on himself, but I think sometimes he likes it. I think he likes to have a little bit of attention that way. Maybe, I don't know if he can really not pronounce the names or whether he does it intentionally. I don't know. Yes, Anthony, all in love. Of course, no harsh feelings whatsoever. It's all in good fun. All right, here is Mickey. Not Mickey. I keep saying Mickey. Mickey played for Seattle in the 90s. This is Michael Brantley. I don't know if they're any relation or not. 5-8. Trouble again. Leak found another bad one. One's a triple, anything else is a single. That's a single for Brantley. He's an A stealer. Again, 1-16 is the formula. And he's in there barely at 60. It was a 16, so he is in there. Almost slid off the bag, but he will stay there. Kozar doesn't like it, but they're going to stick with the safe call. His rant on Strat-O-Matic, particularly their lack of cards, their costs, and their customer service, was definitely epic. I would call it an epic. Must see TV. Here's Ramirez. 3-12. Uh-oh. Ramirez hit by pitch plus injury. So there is a possibility that Jose Ramirez could be going someplace he does not want to go, which is on the injured list. And I got to get the one thing I didn't have out was my sheet that has the injury table on it. So let me do that. That's in my little folder. That's on and I forgot to show this earlier, my little team cards. Hamilton, today's date and the replay is April 20th. Hamilton is out until the 23rd. He'll come back on the 23rd. Yan Gomes is out today and tomorrow, and then he'll be back, but I have no other catcher, so hopefully that won't be an issue. So now let's look at the Ramirez. First of all, we've got to resolve the at-bat, then we look at the injury. So the roll, well, he was hit by a pitch, so I don't have to resolve the bat. He was hit by the pitch. That's the at-bat being resolved. So now we come over here to the injuries. Roll 1d20 and see what we get. That's an 8. So as an 8, he's going to miss one game. So he's going to miss the rest of this game plus 1. So Ramirez will miss this game plus 1. 1 game injury, so we're going to need a new shortstop. So let's look at the bench, and I believe the only guy that can play shortstop on the Indians right now that's on the roster is Mike Aviles. So Mike Aviles will take over for the injured Jose Ramirez. So Aviles will be the new runner, and he'll be the new shortstop as well. That's one of the things I like about this little league is you get the injuries, you got to manipulate the roster. It forces you to do some managing. Hi Butch, how are you? Happy New Year to you. So, first and second, that's the bigger issue. The Reds bullpen is going to start to get some activity because Leak is leaking oil, as they say. And let's see, they've got right-handed action in the bullpen. They have Burke Badenhop. He's got a fatigue of 2. He can go 2 innings. So, no, he doesn't. He can only go 1. My bad. Actually, they got lefty Pedro Villarreal. I'm sorry, no, he's a righty, but he's a long relief pitcher, so they're going to let him see what he can do. But right now, he's warming the bullpen, and Leak trying to keep from, like I said, springing a total leak here. Here's Chisenhall. They need a double play is what they need. 6-7. They won't get it. 6-7's a 1-8 double. 9-20 is a single. 2 stars both ways. It's a double 2 stars. So that will score Brantley to make it 5-0. I think that's going to be all for Leak. I think Leak has sprung a leak, and he is going to be out of there. Leak's going to go just 2+ innings. So awful outing for him. And he's going to face, looks like 15 batters. So a very short outing. This is going to be bullpen city for the Reds, so they need somebody with some length. So they are going to Pedro Villarreal. 1-3, 3.42 ERA. He does have a fatigue rating of 3. That's why he's in there. He's there to eat some innings. He is scheduled to bat second next inning. So let's see. I don't think you want to do a double switch quite this early, though. That would be kind of rough. I think we're just going to let Villarreal have to work his, let him just pitch and worry about his offense later. He's there to eat innings. So unfortunately for the Reds, Mike Leake unable to get it done. So now I've got to pull pitcher rating card number 1 because that's what Villarreal is going to be using when it's his turn to bat. I was hoping for a close game, but, you don't always get what you want. All right, here's Roberto Perez. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Infield is in. They got to cut off some runs. They can't give up any more runs. 1-7, and that's a walk. That's going to load the bases. So we start out with a walk from Villarreal, and that loads the bases for Murphy. Infield still in. They want to get the double play at the plate if possible. 4-6. May not get it. 1-13 is a single, but a 14-20, there'll be a line out, and that'll get them something to have traction on. And they get it. It's a line out to second base. Brandon Phillips snags it. Everybody else gets back safely. 1 down, and now the pitcher spot, Carrasco. Now, he did walk his first time up, so let's see if they can get out of it here. Infield again in, looking for a double, try to cut off that double play at the plate. 1-8, and that is a, look at this. 1-8 is a 1-4 double, 5-20 single. The Reds can't catch a break. That is a single 2 stars from the pitcher Carrasco. He hits a 2-run single. All those runs are now charged to Leak. You can close the book. Leak allows 7 runs in 2+ innings. His ERA is going to skyrocket. Perez takes third. And apparently, if getting the Indians out was the question, Villarreal is not the answer. All right, here is Michael Bourne. 7-0 Indians. 1 out. Runners at the corners. Carrasco, of course, not being held. They're playing back for a double play. 6-9, and that's a ground ball second base B, so that will get the run home. They were trying to turn 2 on that, but it just didn't work out. Going to go a 4-6, but they needed outs. Maybe should have played in, but if you hit a plus roll, then you're really screwed. So it's kind of, whatever you're going to do. Here's Kipnis. Kipnis is the 8th batter of the inning. 5-8, and we're not going to steal with Bourne with the score being what it is. 5-8's a fly to right to end the inning, but how about that? Another 4 runs come in. So a 4 spot in the second and a 4 spot in the third. It's 8-0. So I'm going to depend on Al and Anthony and Robert and whoever else is in here to be entertaining, because the game certainly doesn't look like it's going to be entertaining. Sometimes you get those things, and you can't help it. So, and now of course my phone. Somebody wants to try to call in. That's the danger of recording on your phone. So let me decline that so we don't have to hear that mess over and over. Sorry about that. Make sure I've got everything in place. Don't want us. Yeah, you do get the blowouts. There may not be any ninth inning magic in this one. I don't know. It looks like it's crooked somehow or another. Let me fix this. Somehow I got discombobulated here. All right, Robert, you dance. That'll be entertaining, I guess. I would tell jokes, but that would just chase people away, so I'm not going to do that. Although sarcasm is definitely in play. Here's Bourgeois. 3-8 for Bourgeois, and that's a fly to left, 1 down. And the way Carrasco's pitching, it may not matter whether you pinch hit for the pitcher here or not, because Carrasco's just dealing. 6-7 are actually off Carrasco's card. Struck him out, so doesn't matter when you're on a roll like this. It just kind of snowballs. Actually, Robert, that dancing stuff, the first thing that popped in my mind, I have no idea why, was the song by Genesis called "I Can't Dance." And I'm not going to sing it, trust me. 3-9. 3-9's ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So 8-0. Well, like I said, it's not going to be a instant classic unless the Reds come back and tie this game or take the lead, which is highly unlikely. Here is Santana. He's the only guy that didn't bat in the third. 6-8, switch hitter batting left. 6-8, he's going to pop it up to Votto. 1 down. And the only downside for the Indians in this game was getting Ramirez hurt for another game. Here is Brantley, 5-10. I'm sorry, 5-10's ground ball to first again. And that is Votto doing it again. Here's Michael Vilas, his first at bat since coming in for the injured Ramirez. 6-9. That's a fly to center. So how about that? Villarreal pitches a 1-2-3 inning, and I think that deserves a golf clap, because I don't want this thing going to 20-0 or something. So nice to get a 1-2-3 inning if we can. Whoa, something just happened there on that. I don't know what happened there, but something did. Hopefully we're back. All right. It's like a flash of light or something came over there. All right, here we go. Cozart. 5-4, and that is a fly ball center field. Ex-center fielder is Michael Bourne, and Bourne checks in is a 2. 2-18, he'll get to that. No problem. It's 1 away. And the Great American Ballpark faithful are not happy. They're still here, hoping above all hope, but it doesn't look too good. 4-8, that's a walk. Second walk issued by Carrasco. Votto, 8-0 game. They're not even going to hold him. Here's Frazier. 5-9, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. New shortstop is Aviles, and again, he is not as good as Ramirez. Aviles as a shortstop is only a 4. This could get through. And it does. 4-1's a base hit. There goes the no-hitter. Base hit, probably 2 stars, I would have to think. 4-1 is a single 2 stars, so Votto will take third. So there goes the no-hitter, as they say. Not that we were worried about that just in the 4th inning, but runners are at the corners with 1 out. Infield back for a double play. And here's Jay Bruce. 2-4. That's a ground ball second base C. 2-5 would have been a home run chance. Ground ball second base C, that will get the run home. as the only play is to first base, but the Reds finally give the scoreboard some company. It's now 8-1. 2 down for Marlon Byrd. (5-3), and that's a fly ball right field. Right fielder is Murphy, and Murphy checks in as a 3. 3-12, almost guaranteed to be, and it is, his error check. You get those middle numbers like that. He is only an E3 though, so pretty good fielder when he gets to it. E3 and a 7 as an outfielder, and as a fly ball B, it's good enough to make the play and end the inning. So that's going to do it for the Reds. They do at least get off the schneid with a run, but 8-1 after 4 is not exactly made for TV specials. Maybe I should have done this one on a recording, but you never know what you're going to get when you play these games. That's the whole beauty of playing these things, is you never know. You can get a 1-0 game, you can get a 10-0 game, you can get a 3-2 game. Anything is possible. Here's Chisenhall. 3-7, and that's a fly to center. So how about that? 5 in a row retired by Villarreal. This is his last inning. He will be pinch hit for in the 5th. Here's Perez. 2-8 for Perez. That's a walk. So 1 out walk. We'll bring up Murphy. And on deck is that wonderful hitter, Forrest. It's all individual preference. I think a lot of the reason we like advanced or super advanced is you get the left-right splits that you don't get in basic. And you also get the guys that don't have power don't hit home runs like they do in basic. I actually like a mixture. Most of the time when I'm playing on my own, I play advanced with some super advanced mixed in. But it's, like I said, it's all personal preference. It's whatever you like. How much complexity do you want? That's the big question. Here's Murphy, 1-8. Fly ball to left, 2 down. And that brings up Carrasco. He has walked and singled. So definitely no automatic out here. 6-4. 6-4 is a ground ball shortstop. Ex-shortstop is Cozart. And Zach Cozart checks in as a 1. So this should be an out. 1-8, though, it's going to go to his error check, I do believe. And it will. Yep, 8 through 12 goes to an error check. So it's Cozart, even though it's a 1, it's not guaranteed. He's an E10. E10 and a 4. 10-4, good buddy. E10 and a 4. And that's an error. So as soon as you think it's going to be an automatic play, it's an E6. And that's one of the downfalls of advanced that a lot of people find, or that advanced gets more errors. So, but I wanted to play it all the way advanced. I didn't want to do a hybrid on this. I wanted to just keep it advanced. So runners at first and second. 2 down for Michael Bourne. 3-9 for Bourne. Strike him out, and that's going to end the inning. That's going to do it for Villarreal. Not too bad, actually. He goes 3 innings, and he's going to face, let's see, how many batters does he face? It's 27, 28. He faced 13 batters. So Villarreal will take a seat, and they'll go to their bullpen the rest of the way, and we'll need a pinch hitter as well, as his spot's due up third this inning. Carrasco, still good to go. His fatigue is a 6, and we're only in the 5th, so he's definitely in good shape there. Here's Brian Pena. The only thing about advanced that I really miss are the ballpark effects. That's the one part of super advanced I miss. I don't really miss the stealing, and I don't really miss all the cutoff throws and all that kind of stuff, but the other stuff I do kind of miss. All right, so here we go. Brian Pena. 6-6, switch hitter batting left, struck him out. Carrasco just dealing. Doesn't matter who we send up there for the Reds. They just don't have an answer for Carrasco. Bourgeois, 3-9. It's ground ball to short. 2 down, and now we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, they're going to use one of their lesser hitters, Brennan Bosch. He's the guy that they called up because of the injury to Billy Hamilton. So he doesn't get many at-bats, but he will get one here. Kind of inconsequential with 2 outs and the bases empty. Good time to go ahead and use him. Get him out of the way, so to speak. Plus he's left-handed, so you're kind of playing the percentages. as well. So Brennan Bosch will pinch hit. Hello, John. How are you doing? Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone else out there that is watching at the moment. And if you're watching later, good morning to whatever time you're watching. 6-7, struck him out. So it doesn't matter about who they bring in. Carrasco says, line them up, I'll knock them down. So that's going to do it. 5 shutout innings for Carlos Carrasco. And now we're going to the top of the 6th and see who the Reds are going to bring in as a relief pitcher. They have Kipnis, Santana, a couple of lefties coming up. Not that it really matters when the score is what it is. But the Reds will actually go to a lefty, Tony Cingrani. 0-3, 5.67 ERA. It shows 1 start, but that was one of those opener deals because he is not rated as a starting pitcher. And in fact, his fatigue is only showing as a 1. So Tony Cingrani will be on. See if they can hold the fort, but the fort probably is already in trouble. All right, here is Kipnis. Lefty on lefty, 210, and that's a walk. So yet another walk issued by the Indians, by the Reds rather. So Cleveland's hitting the ball like crazy, and then the Reds are helping them out with walks, and they've also made 2 errors. Ergo, it's 8-1. Kipnis, with an 8-1 score, they're not going to hold him on. They're going to kind of just play it close to the vest, as they say. And Terry Francona says, we'll call the dogs off for now. Here's Santana. He has to turn around bat right-handed now. 6-6, struck him out. So he didn't like it right-handed. 1 down, and that brings up Michael Brantley. 1-5 for Brantley. That's a fly to left. 2 down. For the shortstop, Mike Aviles. And he will have to play, most likely play short tomorrow, as well as Ramirez nurses that little injury from being hit by a pitch. 2-10 against the lefty. That's a single. Single to right field for Aviles, so he gets into the act. I think if I'm looking at this correctly, Perez. Perez is the only player that has not gotten a hit out of the start. Oh, Perez and Santana. The red-hot Santana is actually 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Go figure. He was red-hot in the last game, but Reds are just pummeling the ball. Here is Chisenhall, lefty on lefty, 210. Ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. We'll call it the 6-4 fielder's choice. Inning's over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 8-1. And this is the fatigue inning for Carrasco, but he's not looking like he's hurting at all. He's large and in charge. And Brandon Phillips will lead off. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to third, grounded to short. 6-6. And that's another strikeout for Carrasco. He is just wheeling and dealing right now. Here's Cozart 0 for 2, as are many of the Reds. 111, he's going to ground it to first base C. That's going to be a 3-1. Anytime it's a C, I do what TriFan suggested and do the 3-1 put out. Not that it matters. I'm not keeping defensive stats, but just for kicks and giggles. Here's Joey Votto. 4-7. That's another strikeout by Carrasco. And he's definitely looking to pitch in at least 7 innings again. He pitched 7 in the opener in his first start. So he has pitched 13 innings and allowed just 1 run. So it's obviously a very good ERA. Cingrani will come out for a 2nd inning of work. He does have 2 notches against his point of weakness, so combination of 2 hits or walks, and he will be fatigued, but he may be the sacrificial lamb right here. Here's Perez. 6-7, and that's a walk. So again, not more walks. That's just what we needed. So 1 more base runner, and he becomes fatigued. Perez will not be held as an E-stealer. Here's Murphy, lefty on lefty. 1-9, that's a strikeout. 1 away, and here comes Carrasco. He's reached base all 3 times. A walk, a single, and an error. He's up there again. 4-6 against a right-hander, and this time he strikes out. So Cingrani gets the better of him there, and that'll flip it around to the top of the order. That's the only thing about these pitcher hitting cards is they're vertical. Everything else is horizontal, unless you're playing basic. Then they're all line up, but that's a little bit of a thing there. That sounds good, John. We're almost, March isn't that far away. Well, I know we're in mid-January, but the way time flies around here, anything can happen. Here's Michael Bourne with 2 outs and a runner at first. 6-8, lefty on lefty, struck him out. So Cingrani finishes with a flurry. He's going to go 2 innings. And let's see, how many batters did he face? Let's see. He faced, looks like 9 batters. Faced everybody 1 time, so 9 batters faced. And we're going to the 7th inning stretch. I probably need to stand up and stretch because I'm feeling the Reds' pain here as they are down 8-1. The Todd Father, Todd Frazier, is up. Let me do a quick stretch real quick. When you get old, sometimes you have to stretch. All right. So, leading off will be Frazier. Carrasco had no knocks against his point of weakness in the 6th, so he's definitely going good here. He's bucking for a complete game, actually. 3-5 for Frazier. That might put a halt to that. That's a leadoff single. So as soon as I say that, he's going to start getting knocks against his point of weakness. Here's Jay Bruce, right fielder. Of course, Frazier not being held. 2-7, and that's a 1-6 single. Anything else, he lines to second. And that's the way it's been going for the Reds. It's a liner to Kipnis. 1 down for Marlon Byrd. His better years with the Phillies, I believe. 1-7. I think I did see him play in AAA with Scranton. 1-7, and it's a ground ball shortstop plus A, but nobody's being held on, so the plus doesn't come into play. It's just going to be a 6-4-3 double play. And that's the advantage of having a big lead. You don't have to play the infield in. You get those outs. So double play turned. 7 innings in the books for Carrasco. And he's, like I said, bucking for a complete game. How novel would that be? All right, now the Reds are going back to the bullpen. And they're going to bring in right-hander Jumbo Diaz. Jumbo Diaz, 2-1, 4.18 ERA and a save. So I think he's going to try to pitch. If they can get him through 2 innings, that would be great. That would save their bullpen so that the other guys will be more rested. But if we have to go 1 inning with him and 1 inning with somebody else, that wouldn't be too bad either, because then both of those pitchers would be available in Game 2. Obviously, Villarreal and Cingrani will not be available in the next game. So here is Kipnis against Jumbo Diaz, 111. That's a fly to right. Jumbo makes the out. Here's Santana. He's got to get something going on. He's got the hat trick, 3 strikeouts, 0 for 4. 2-11, and this time he walks, so at least reaches base. And that brings up Brantley, followed by Aviles. 2-4. Brantley could go deep here. 1-12 is a homer, 13-20 is a double. And there's a coup de grace right there. Michael Brantley, a 2-run bomb. It is now 10-1 as the Indians have breached double digits on the Reds. It is now a 10-1 ball game. And Jumbo, not too happy about it. Here's Aviles. 2-4. Ground ball back to Diaz for 2 down. For Lonnie Chisenhall. 4-2, and that's another walk. Boy, I got to count up these walks at the end of the game. Lots and lots of free bases given to the Indians. Here's Roberto Perez. You just have to keep him getting injured. 6-7, and he's going to do more than that. 1-6 is a double. 7-20 is a single. That is a single, 2 stars. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 down. And now Diaz is fatigued, but they're going to try to stick it out with Murphy and see if he can get through the inning at least. 3-4, ground ball to second, and that's going to get him out of the inning, but that's going to be it for Diaz. They're getting Jumbo out of there. He goes 1 inning and gives up, faces 7 batters rather. Gives up the 2 runs. It's 10-1. And Carrasco still coming back out for the 8th. I guess the only drama, if there is one, is whether he pitches a complete game or not. That's not really drama, though. It'll be Pena, Bourgeois, and a pinch hitter for Diaz. And the pinch hitter that's picked up a bat, let's see who that's going to be. Going to be one of their backup catchers, Tucker Barnhart. So it'll be Pena, Bourgeois, and Barnhart getting the call. So Tucker Barnhart, pinch hit here in the 8th. But first things first, it is Brian Pena. And I wish I could have gotten a closer game for you guys, but have no control over that. 2-7, and that's a ground ball to short. Pena is retired. One down for Bourgeois. He's also 0 for 2. 3-7, make it 0 for 3. Ground ball to third. Chisenhall is right there, 2 down. And now the pinch hitter, Tucker Barnhart. Switch hitter, 1-7. And that's a single for Barnhart. So a 2-out single. He gets on base. He will, of course, not be held. And Brandon Phillips gets the call. He's been quiet all day, 0 for 3. 2-6. And he's going to do some damage. 1 is a double. Anything else is a single, 2 stars. Single, 2 stars. And now Carrasco on the verge of being fatigued. One more base runner and he will be fatigued. But he's going to try to stick it out through 8 innings if possible. If he gives up a hit here, he's coming out. He is scheduled to lead off the next inning. Here is Cozart. 6-5, and he struck him out. So Carrasco finishing that inning in style. Leaves 2 runners on. It's 10-1 as we go to the 9th. I appreciate that, Robert. I do enjoy it. Like I said, this live thing is not my cup of tea necessarily, but trying to expand my horizons, so to speak, and do something a little different every now and then. All right, coming into pitch will be... Actually, let's see, who's going to pitch? They're going to go to Burke Badenhop. 2-4, 3.93 ERA. I'm trying to use some of their lesser pitchers. I don't want to use their really good pitchers or their better pitchers like Hoover and some of the others. I want to save them for when they have a competitive game to deal with. So it will be Burke Badenhop in the game. And Carrasco is the scheduled leadoff hitter. We're going to leave him in there. Let's see if I can get that complete game. Indians bullpen is light tossing just in case, but they're trying for that complete game. 2-8. 2-8's a strikeout. So 9th inning starts out uneventful, except the player cards are perpendicular instead of horizontal. Probably shouldn't use a word like perpendicular this early in the morning. Here is Bourne, 6'11" to fly. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check the injury check for pitchers, and 6'11" Badenhop could be susceptible to that. Been neglecting that part. Let's see. No, Badenhop's a 6'12", so he catches a break. No injury there. 6'11" is a fly ball right field X. That's Jay Bruce, and Bruce is a 2. 2 and a 7. He might get to that. Check the outfield chart. 2 and a 7, he does get to that. It's a fly ball C. 8 through 13 is an error check, but 7 is efficient. So Jay Bruce puts it away. 2 down for Jason Kipnis. 4-11, and that's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So Badenhop, an uneventful 1-2-3 inning. So that means Diaz and Badenhop will be available for the next game. They didn't overuse themselves or overextend themselves. And now it's up to Carlos Carrasco. Can he get the complete game? Anything he gives up a base running wise, he will reach the point of weakness. Joey Votto will step up. And again, the Indians do have activity in their bullpen just in case. I mean, it's going to be a 10-1 game. You're not really worried too much about blowing the lead. But they do have right-hander Zach McAllister in the bullpen just in case. But they want Carrasco to finish the game if possible. Here is Joey Votto. He's got to do it against the heart of the order. 5-5 and a good start. Ground ball to second. So 1 away. So I'm going to have to change the thumbnail to this later and put something with Carrasco on it because he's definitely the player of the game. Here's Todd Frazier. 5-4. That's a fly ball center field X. That's Michael Bourne. Can he get to it? Michael Bourne checks in. Defensively, it's a 2. 2 and a 7. I think, again, I believe he does get to that. 2 and a 7. He does. 2 and a 7 is a fly ball C. That's good enough for me. And that rhymed, even though I wasn't trying to do so. And it's last chance. Jay Bruce, 1 out. He's the only guy standing in the way of a complete game for Carrasco. 3-9 struck him out. Carrasco finishes in style. He does it, goes all 9 innings. He improves to 2-0. Leak is going to drop to 0-2 because he lost his first game as well. Let me double check that. I do have the Strat PC up. So let me get the record. Yeah, Leak was 0-1 with an ERA of 6 coming in. It's going to be even worse now. So Carrasco ends up facing, looks like 32 batters. Let's get the totals on this. So the winner was Carrasco, the loser Leak. So final score 10-1. Let's check the hits for the Reds. That should be pretty easy and quick. One there, that's 2, 3, 4. I got him for 4 hits. So complete game, 4-hitter. A couple of walks, and that walk was the one that scored. Now let's look at the gory details up here for the Indians and their hit total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9. Oh, was that 10? Let me check it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hits. Okay. 10 runs on 10 hits, but let's look at the walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks plus a hit by pitch. So the 10 hits, the 8 walks, the 2 errors, and the hit by pitch, that's a lot of base runners. And that's why the score turned out the way it did. Sorry, Larry, if you're a Reds fan, I really wish I could have had a better game for you. Former Tri fan, I know you will enjoy that being the Indians fan. But Carlos Carrasco, the man, complete game. First complete game I've had of a season this new. I don't think I've had a complete game since I was doing something with 1982. I might have had a complete game, but certainly nothing in the last 6 to 7 years as far as complete games go. So unofficially, the Indians win it 10-1. 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors for Cleveland. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for Cincinnati. Carrasco, the winner, improves to 2-0. And now in 16 innings, he's allowed 1 run. So whatever that ERA is, I haven't figured it out, but 1 run in 16 innings is pretty darn good. And Mike Leake takes the loss. He's now 0-2. Next video will be the final game in this series 3. It'll be matchup number 5. Let's pull the calendar out. Matchup number 5 will take us to Arizona. It'll be the Tampa Bay Rays against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I think I've got the score sheet already set up for that. Yep. It'll be Matt Carnes against Jeremy Hellickson. That will be a recorded video. I'll probably record it later today to post maybe on Monday or Tuesday. But that will be that. And then I'll finish out Series 3 offline, and then we'll move on to Series 4. Interesting game to start Series 4 will be the Mets at Houston. That's going to be the matchup 1 of Series 4 is the Mets and Houston. So that's going to be very interesting. This actually gets flip-flopped. It's San Fran at Philadelphia because I made a mistake and gave Philadelphia 3 straight road games. We got to give them a home series. So I'm actually flipping this. I got to reprint this. This should be San Francisco at Philadelphia. And then Boston will be at Cleveland, Arizona will be at Seattle, and Cincinnati will be at Tampa Bay. That's the other Series 4. But right now, we're finishing up Series 3. Matchup 4, just had it right here. Matchup 5 will be Tampa Bay at Arizona. So game 34 is in the books out of 270. So obviously it's going to take me a long time, but playing the games offline certainly helps to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm not in any rush on this. It's not anything I'm setting a timeline for or deadline for, but hopefully it's something I can do. Now, I'll probably, once this gets more legs to it, I will probably branch off into doing some other things so that I have more variety on the channel rather than just doing this. Maybe something with payoff. I really want to get something done with payoff pitch because I bought the 72 set and I really want to, and I bought the new rules and all that stuff, the new charts and everything. So I really want to do something with that. Maybe not extensive, but maybe a I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a Steve Carlton replay or whether I want to just do random games. I don't know. Hey, DJ, how you doing? Appreciate you checking in. Yeah, I haven't learned the art of, and I don't even know if it's important to do it or not, because I'm not a live streamer expert by any means. I'm very much a novice on that. To try to put something out ahead of time to say that it's going to be live at a certain time, I think there's a way you can do that, but I'm not technologically advanced, so I'm about as tech savvy as ID is on his pronunciation of players, so kind of make that comparison there. But again, Carlos Carrasco is the man. Indians improved to 5-2. Reds dropped to 2-4. So the 5-2 record really puts the Indians up there. Now, other teams that are 5-2, if I go back and look at the standings that I have so far out of the series, 3 games that have been played, the Red Sox are now 5-2 since they beat Houston, and the Mariners are 5-2 since they beat San Francisco. So Boston, Seattle, and Cleveland are all 5-2, so they share first place. Of course, it's only 7 games for them out of 54. So standings and stats are kind of irrelevant. I think this thing will really pick up more interest from me once we get enough games in the books to have relevant stats and relevant standings, and I can follow like a pennant race and all that kind of stuff. I guess I'll do it the way Earl did it. I'll take the top 4 teams to make the playoffs, and it'll be 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. I guess that's the best way to do it. But one thing I need to do is add to the Cleveland card the Ramirez injury. But he's only going to be injured for the 4/21 date, so I'm not making a roster move. He's only injured the 4/21 date, which is the next game, and after that he'll be available again. Gomes is only injured for tomorrow as well, so hopefully Perez can catch that game without issue, and then when Gomes comes back, we'll give Perez a break and let Gomes do the catching. Let's see. This is the only bad part about doing a live video like this is I never know when to shut up and turn it off. Like I said, with the recording, I finish the game and I'm done, but I don't want to be too abrupt, but I don't want to ramble either. I guess maybe it's a fine line for that. I know today is Wild Card Saturday in the NFL, and of course Wild Card Weekend, I guess you could say. The interesting game I want to see is New England and Buffalo, just because of the weather that's supposed to be there. I'd really be curious to see how that turns out with the weather. RJL, I guess you have the 81 World Series game tonight, I imagine, with the Yankees and the Dodgers. Still got voting going on, I imagine, for the new season. It looks like 79 is probably catching the majority of the votes from what I've seen early on. 79 is a great season. So is 66. I like them both. But I got a feeling 79 is going to probably end up winning the day on that. And that's the We Are Family. But, and again, it's my pet peeve and it's my problem. It's nobody else's problem. It's just my problem with Inside Pitch in the 79 season is you got some guys on there that are not carded for splits, that have extreme left-right splits, and the game just doesn't pick that up the way like a payoff pitch would do. Like I said, probably 0.02% of the population cares about that other than me, but it's just one of my bugaboos. So if you do play the 79, I'd be curious to see how the Pirates and Orioles look, because obviously guys like Ed Ott, who's a lefty, kind of platooned with Nicosia, so I think he didn't get a whole lot of at-bats against lefties, so I don't think he's penalized against lefties like he should be. And same with John Lowenstein of the Orioles, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like I said, it's just my problem. It's nobody else's problem. It's just my hang-up that I have a hard time getting over for whatever reason. Inside Pitch, obviously a great game, as is Strat-O-Matic, as is Payoff Pitch. There are a lot of great games out there. Those are my top 3. I think they kind of stand above the others. Replay is decent. APA, I kind of can take or leave APA. And of course, History Maker is his own animal, so to speak. But yeah, really to me, Strat, inside pitch, and payoff pitch are the top three. Hi, Joel. How you doing? Like I said, I went on those. It wasn't an ID rant, but it was the closest thing I've come to for a rant is when I bring up the split thing. That's just. I wish he had a way of doing it differently, but apparently that's the way he rates his cards. If a guy doesn't have like at least 50 at bats against lefties, he doesn't get carded for splits. But then when you think about it in real baseball, there's a reason why a guy would have 350 at bats but only have 20 against lefties. There's a reason for that, because he can't hit lefties, and the manager knew it. So, I guess, you could play it. To not use the guy against lefties, but you could also, if you wanted to really trick the system, you could play him You could be unrealistic and play him against lefties. But like I said, it's a great game, so I really don't like to talk too much about negativity about a game, because I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of the game, and there's a lot of positive inside pitch, more than can probably have time to go over, and I'm sure RJL Robert would concur that there's just so many good things about inside pitch that whatever little nitpicks we have don't compare to how good the game really is and how good the customer service is for that game. I had a couple of cards that were not printed correctly, and I contacted Chris, and he sent me new ones right away. So excellent customer service from Chris. As is Joe in payoff pitch, and as is Keith in history maker. Really good customer service out of all those companies. I won't mention customer service on Strat because that's not really their thing. They're more about just rating the players and getting the cards out there. And most of the people that play this game, I think the majority of them are in leagues and stuff like that, so they don't really require all the players. They just want the basic guys or the main guys. So, I don't know, that's the beauty of the hobby. You can play it any way you wish. It's, make it your own, so to speak. Yes, Chris, Joe, and Keith are the best. You got it right. I wouldn't put one above the other. They're all equally good. I haven't had any bad experiences with any of the three. I've had nothing but positives on all three. We've gotten replacement parts from all three of them when they've had problems, and there's not been an issue in getting those at all. Been very happy with it. I also enjoyed the fact that all three offer PDFs, and I've taken advantage of that several times as well. Try to save a little money, and like I said, we can beat Strat-O-Matic to death, but I think ID already beat that horse to death, so we won't belabor that one too much. RJL, Game 5, I believe he said, is tonight with the Yankees and the Dodgers, 81 World Series. Be sure and check that out. Be sure to check out Tribe Fan, Clee Baseball Fan. He's got some videos out there of a replay and that I know of. And also Anthony has videos out there with different things, his new college football game, and also the Glory Days boxing. I'm not a boxing guy. If I was a boxing guy, I'd buy the game, but I'm just not a boxing guy. And I got so many games now I bought that I have never played or rarely play, so last thing I need to do is buy more of it. Let's see. If you can only play Strat or inside pitch the rest of my life. Well, I grew up on Strat, so to me, Strat, because of their player ratings, I think Strat player ratings and the computer version is better than inside pitch's computer version. So I think the combination of those two would be, and the way the game is played, I think it's just, to me, that's just, like I said, it's my personal preference, although inside pitch is a very close second. I would, if I had to unofficially rate them, I'd say Strat 1, inside pitch 2, payoff pitch 3. And then after that, it's a crapshoot. Maybe History Maker, just because it's so unique. And then after that, it kind of goes the way it goes. Like I said, I'm thinking, from what I saw early in RJL's chat, I'm thinking that 79's got the upper hand, but I don't know who's voting on Facebook or any of those other places, so could be anything. They were all good choices that were picked out. 66 to me would be interesting just for Koufax, if no other reason, and the good pitching. You talk about complete games, you get some complete games in 66 for sure. You probably get them in 79 too, but definitely in 66 you get complete games. Plus you get those, you get Roberto Clemente, you get Hank Aaron, you get Willie Mays, and you get all these guys in their primes. Oh, thanks, Brad. I don't know if I'm going to start this as a tradition. I just thought about I was getting ready to actually record this game to upload, and I said, well, let me try this live thing again. It worked last time remotely well. Let me see if I can do it again. And so my wife's at work, so this is the time I have the house to myself. I can be as loud as I want. Not that I'm loud, but I can be a little bit more animated. Sorry. A little bit more animated than I usually am. If I'm upstairs and I don't want my voice to carry too much, I kind of have to mellow it out a little bit. So when I have the house to myself, I can be a little more outspoken, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I guess animated is the right word. But again, kudos to Tenacious Earl for the idea for this kind of league. I went back in the fall, was watching some of his old videos. I had him in the background while I was doing yard work, and just the novelty of it just kept hitting me in the face. And I was like, what am I going to do after the inside pitch Washington Nationals? And I said, this kept coming up. So I was going to do this with the 93 season, but I didn't think I had enough cards to have enough players to go in and out to make it really fun. So I said, why not do 2015? Because that's what Earl did. But I got his blessing first, so I wasn't stepping on any toes. And I also picked 10 different teams from what he had. So we're not, you're not, if you want to, I encourage you to go back and watch Tenacious Earl's videos on this. His 2015 TBL, really, really good quality stuff. Now, his 2016 TBL 2.0 is not on his channel. It's on Tabletop Earl's channel back when they were together, so you'd have to watch that through Tabletop Earl. But Tenacious Earl has the TBL, the first original TBL. I think now he's more into soccer and golf now than he is baseball. So I'm not a big soccer guy, but for those that are, I'm sure they appreciate it because you don't see too many soccer videos out there. Robert, I agree. If they offered every season and had all the extra players that came, or at least you had the option to buy all the extra players. Now, with the computer version, you can get the extra players, but if the thing that gets me about Strat-O-Matic on the PC is if you want the new season on PC, you got to buy the whole game over. It's not like Action PC or Inside Pitch where you can just buy the season and the game accepts it. They code the new game to force you to buy the whole new game when all you really want is maybe the 2021 season, or in this case maybe the 1947 season or whatever it is, but you have to buy the new computer thing to get it. So that's kind of a turn off to me as well. And I don't know what they use or who's making money or whatever off of the from the mail service or FedEx or whoever, but their shipping rates to me are just totally outrageous compared to what other companies charge to ship things. I know Payoff Pitch and Inside Pitch. Well, Inside Pitch, it's free shipping. You pay for the season, you get the shipping for free. Payoff Pitch, I think it's, you might pay $8-9 tops, but for Strat, man, you're looking at like $20-something for shipping. So it's like that. It's almost like you better buy everything at one bulk order so you can save on shipping. So let's see. When you get a carded Inside Pitch season in the mail, how many players is it usually per team? Brad, it's almost, and Robert, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. It's almost every player. I mean, there are very few players that are not included, but the ones that aren't are a free PDF offer. You can print them off yourself, PDF, for free, and that way you have everything. Yeah, Joel, I usually do that as well. I didn't do it this time because I've got so many Strat cards that I don't even play with, so I decided not to order it this time. But yeah, that's the little 10% sales they give are nice, but To me, their biggest sale is the free shipping. But sometimes they say you got to buy like $200 worth of cards to get the free shipping. And actually, the French players, if you set up the PDF file the right way, you can print those things out so they look they're almost about the same size as the regular printed cards. They look almost as good, not quite as good, but almost as good. Brad, if you have not tried Inside Pitch, I would highly encourage you to give it a go. They actually, if you're not sure, I believe they still offer, like for $7 or $8 or $10, you can get the rules and 2 sample teams. I think it used to be the Phillies and the Rays from 2008. They may have changed that. I don't know. Robert is more of an expert on it than me. But back when I bought it, they offered the trial thing with the Phillies of '08 versus the Rays of '08. It was all a PDF, and you could get it for like $7 or $8. And that way you could play the game and see if you like it. So, and the Inside Pitch games they come on perforated sheets. So the only thing about that, you got to be very careful when you unperforate them, because if you go too fast, and it's happened to me several times, if you try to do it too fast, you can kind of tear the card a little bit. So you got to be really sensitive about that. They are not. The only thing I wish that Inside Pitch did is had the same card stock as Payoff Pitch, but then they'd probably charge $100 per season because of the paper. But oh, if you already got the computer game, I think you will love the card and dice version of it. I mean, you can pretty much play it now on the computer with direct entry. You can roll your own dice and do the direct entry. Yeah, RJL, I believe Chris at Strat-O-Matic Delaware, or whatever his channel name is these days, he did a set of tutorials on that. Several channels have done tutorials on Inside Pitch, I do believe. Yeah, the base running and run advancement is the thing that kept me away for a while, but I think the new charts that you have helps to explain it a little bit better and kind of make things a little bit less daunting. But that definitely is the one bugaboo about that game. But like I said, especially if you play as much as RJL did or as much as I did with the Washington Nationals, once you get a number of games under your belt, it's pretty. You almost don't even need to look at the chart after a while. You kind of know what's going to happen. So, but yeah, I would definitely encourage anybody that has not played Inside Pitch or has not bought a card season. I like the team colors. That's a big check. The team colors. I love the fact that they have team colors. The cards, the team colors. Let's see. Do I have I don't think I have any handy here. Let's see. Probably not. Thought I had the 2000. I thought I had the 86 one handy, but I do not. It's in another room, I guess, so I won't mess with that. But what do I have for Inside Pitch handy? I got 89. Yeah. So yeah, the Payoff Pitch. If somehow the Payoff Pitch cards could have team colors other than the ballpark card, if all the players had team colors, don't need logo, just team colors, I think I would like it a little bit more. Thank you, Brad, for those kind words. RJL is the master of Inside Pitch. We're all in his world, and the rest of us just try to, stay in it and learn. Like I said, Strat-O-Matic is my wheelhouse, to use a Payoff Pitch term. But I got rolling on Inside Pitch pretty good when I was doing the National. So now, though, I've been away from it for a while. I have to come back and figure out how to play it better. When I kept stats for Inside Pitch, I used the PC replay, or replay PC, or whatever you want to call it, from a Nationals replay. It does a much better job. Entering the game options for all the play-by-play is a whole lot easier, and the stat keeping to me is a whole lot easier for the PC replay. The main reason I'm using the Strat computer for this replay is because it's all Strat, so I want to do like game for like game. But since Inside Pitch doesn't really have a way to track things because everything is manual. So that's the downside on the inside pitch computer. If the inside pitch computer had an AI and you could sim the other games, it would be the top game without question. And if payoff pitch had a computer version, that would jump that up right away too. So the good thing is, it's, you know, for a hobby, there's a lot of choices out there, and you know, everybody has a different little idiosyncrasy that they enjoy, and if everybody liked the same thing, then we all buy from the same company, and all the other companies would be out of business. So it's good that we have different taste, and like a buffet, maybe some of us like to indulge in all the games, so we buy versions of all the games, and when we get an itch for a particular game, we scratch it and I pull it out for a while. So that's what I kind of want to do with APA, and some of those games is like I don't play them for like a year, and then all of a sudden that Status Pro, I'll get the itch to play a game. I'll just pull out, play one game, I'll put it back, I won't see it again for another 6 months. It's just kind of the way it goes. 2021 season, I'm not really big on the newer seasons. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy any of the new seasons when they come out on any of the platforms. I know Robert buys the inside pitch ones, but I don't think I'm going to definitely buy it off Strat. If I buy anything off Strat, it'd be the 47 season, but I doubt I even do that because, like I said, the shipping costs are so outrageous on that. It's just insane. So I will probably, I don't know what I'll do, to be honest with you. This is going to keep me busy for a while, so I don't want to lose focus on this. I do enjoy projects. Kind of like Tenacious Earl, we tend to pick longer projects. Same with Robert, he picks longer projects too. So we like to do our best to complete them whenever we can. It's always easy to start a project, not always easy to finish. So, and there's no time frame on them, so just however long it takes, that's what it takes. Important thing is that you're having fun. If you're doing a project and you feel like it's a burden, then it's not really worth doing it. I would keep it in the enjoyable hobby fashion, and not like it's a work. Oh, I got to go play a game today. You don't want to be in that position. Let's see, player ratings. Yeah, Frenchie's doing well. He's been kind of cooling off a little bit, and of course the Phillies are 1-6, so they're having a rough year. It's gonna be, boy, I'll tell you what. When we get the Phillies in Arizona series, that's gonna probably be a hard one to play because they're both gonna probably be the two last place teams. But that's what you get when you get these. You get the awesome matchups, and you get the not so awesome matchups. If I didn't have the '86 season already, the original 86 set, I would buy the 86 Strat set when it comes out, but I paid like $100 for those off Moonlight Graham a few years back. And so to have that and then spend another however much it is on the 86 season just to get the super advanced, I'm not sure I can justify that purchase. I've already got 86 in inside pitch, I've already got it in payoff pitch, and I've already got it in Status Pro, and I've already got it in APA. So I kind of got 86 covered, I think. And I've got 86 on the Strat computer, and I've got, like I said, the original 86 Strat cards. I would like to see inside pitch. I'm not inside pitch. I'd like to see Replay Baseball do 86. That would be a good one to do. So we shall see how that turns out. Do you think there's a market for original 86? Some people like the originals. I mean, I don't know. If I could sell them, I'm sure I would, because I don't really use them that much. I mean, I've kept them in the little sleeves to keep them protected, for at least most of the cards. I don't have sleeves for all the cards, but the ones I've used, mostly American League, I have them in sleeves and stuff. So they're in good shape. I mean, they almost, when I got them, they were like factory. I mean, they were looked brand new. So I don't think I have the 86 Strat handy to pull out though. Unfortunately, I've got them somewhere, and I don't know where. I might have them upstairs. I don't even remember. So maybe one of these days I'll pull out the 86 Strat and show it. I've done videos with 86 Strat before, so if you search the channel, you'll see some games I did with the 86 Strat, so you can see what the cards look like. But yeah, with the new 86 coming out, that might dampen the market for the old 86. I don't know, but for people out there that are nostalgic that want that, I mean, if somebody wanted it, I'd certainly be open to selling them because, like I said, I don't really use them that much. I guess I could always go into something, but yeah, Robert, the Fall Classic thing just didn't turn out the way you'd hoped. To me, it's a lot like APA, and it's just, to me, there's just not enough. I don't know. There's not enough left-right splits, which is my big thing, and there's not enough. I don't think there's enough pitcher interaction for my taste. Somebody can roll doubles, then the pitcher gets screwed. But that's just me. Maybe I haven't investigated the game enough. Maybe Tony hasn't convinced me enough to do that. But and it was fun watching you play it, but it just came to kind of fell short. I know Anthony loves the game, and I know Tony loves the game. But it's just one of those things that's just not for me. I did download a PDF trial version and looked at it a little bit, and just wasn't my cup of tea. Will there be baseball this year, Alex? Good morning to you. I have no idea. I'm certainly hoping there will be. All those millions of dollars, somebody's got to be able to figure out what's going on and make some money and get things out there. A lot of, if you want more trades and free agent moves, they need to do that. Yeah, so we shall see. It's only January, so I don't know when. I guess spring training is mid-February sometime. But there will, as RJL says, yes, there'll be plenty of channels doing baseball on YouTube. I could try to name off all the channels, but I'll miss people, and I don't want to offend anybody by missing them. But there'll just be a plethora of them out there doing the baseball. And if you like the computer version of the baseball, you got Ron Juckett doing the action PC games. Yep, it means more tabletop baseball, absolutely. And quite honestly, I was still playing a lot of tabletop baseball even when there was baseball last year. So, although 21 is intriguing because there are certain teams out there and certain players that did intrigue me. Some rookies, Jonathan India and Jazz Chisholm to be exact, are the two guys in the 21 season that really intrigued me. So I'll be curious how they're rated on the cards. But I think India might have been the rookie of the year, and Jazz Chisholm is like a D. Gordon type, flashy type player for the Marlins rather. I think he would have gotten more publicity if he was with the Mets or somebody that was a bigger market. But he's definitely a interesting player. I think he started out at shortstop, went to second base, but he's definitely an interesting player. And of course, Jonathan India, I believe, like I said, was rookie of the year. I'm sure there's other rookies out there that I'm forgetting about, but I think Detroit is an interesting team. They had some nice young guys out there. Yes, DJ, Replay Gamer is definitely a guy that I've enjoyed watching. He does a lot of the videos on replay, payoff pitch, and Strat-O-Matic. The Strat, they don't keep the things in stock. And that's why you get the black market on eBay and stuff. I wish they would. I don't know why they don't do more in stock. I mean, take the orders, and then once you get 50 orders, then send out a print order to your printer and order the stuff. I don't really understand why they are so short on. But I'm not going to go on a rant. I don't want to sound like an ID Jester rant on that. It's common knowledge. So there's no use beating it to death. But it's just one of those things that. One of those frustrations that a lot of people have with Strat-O-Matic. But the game is just so good that we just deal with it. That's just the way it is. But yeah, Replay Gamer is really, really good. I enjoy his content. He's got a smooth presentation. He's got a really good visual presentation where I'm not technically savvy. I can't put the cards and the dice and the computer screen and all that stuff. I don't know how to do all that stuff, so I can't do that. But fear of missing out on sales, yeah. So, yeah, if you go on eBay and just search Strat-O-Matic, man, people are just charging outrageous prices for those things. Maybe people buy them. I don't know. It's not something I'm going to invest money in for sure. But, yeah, Replay Gamer definitely. I thought he gave his first name, and I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch one of his videos to see what his first name is. You're correct, Al. If the game is so good, we put up with stuff, but it's just too bad they can't be more like the other channels. I mean, more like the other game companies, like History Maker, or like Play, or Inside Pitch, or Payoff Pitch, or Action PC. Any of those. Who else streams Super Advanced Strat games on YouTube? Well, I know that TriFan does. Cleveland Baseball. I think he does Super Advanced. I think Al does Advanced and Basic, combination of thereof. Sportsman Z, I think, mainly sticks to Basic. Every once in a while, ID Jester will throw out a Super Advanced game with his Cardinals on Strat-O-Matic. Trying to think anybody else off the top of my head. Now, Earl, Tenacious Earl, did his TBL and his Phillies replay Super Advanced, but that's on Tabletop's channel, not on Tenacious's channel. So you have to look through it on Tabletop's channel. Tabletop Earl, Tabletop Baseball, I think is what it's called. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, APA, the pitching, I mean, that's the same. And I know people like Pine Tar, but to me, APA and Pine Tar are kind of similar, and that result is that the pitcher just doesn't quite get as much action and involvement in the game as I like. But some people are okay with that, and APA has a great following, and Pine Tar has its following, which is great. I mean, like I say all the time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. It's all on you. You enjoy it, go for it. Whether somebody else likes it or not is irrelevant. It's all it's your hobby. You can make it your own. You can make up house rules. A lot of people make up house rules for stuff. I think on Pine Tar, Tabletop Earl made up a rule to extend the pitcher interactions to not only be multiples of 5, but multiples of 4, so they come up more often. I mean, that's something you can do. APA, you have the Merino board, so there's different things people have done. Strat C and D on Zoom. I'm sure they have. I don't know anybody that has, but I'm sure they have. One guy I miss is Espo. He used to play Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced a lot. I missed him not being on his videos. I really did enjoy those. Let's see. Yeah, DJ, it's like I said, they know their market, I guess, and they know they have loyal customers. So regardless, they know that they can chinch on the customer service because they know they have people going to come back and get their stuff. So just because of the history of the company and the model of the game, which is so brilliant. I know some people don't like the 50-50 split thing, but that's just one of those things to get over. I've never tried a Zoom, so like I said, I'm not technologically proficient on something like that. So I've only played solo. I've never played anybody face-to-face. That would be fun. I mean, but I'm in Virginia, and I guess the closest person around to me is Tenacious Earl up in Delaware. That's not exactly a short trip. Awesome, Joe. I think if you have a problem, I had a problem one time with the PC, and I had to get help with a code, and they were all right. I think the biggest complaint, not necessarily was customer service, but the lack of seasons available and the lack of the extra cards or all the players and stuff like that, and the high shipping charges and the little nickel and dime $2 processing fees and stuff like that. I think it's what most people are shunning on, but like we say, we enjoy the game so much that we look past all that. And who knows, I may break down and get the 47 in the 2021 seasons when they come out in Strat. I really don't know. I haven't made any decisions about that right now. I'm focusing on this 2015. I understand 2015 is no longer available on the website, which is a shame. Same with 2016, I believe. It'd be nice if they had more seasons available, but again, beating a dead horse. But Strat-O-Matic is Strat-O-Matic, and one of the good things about Strat-O-Matic is you got 3 different ways to play it: basic, advanced, super advanced, or a hybrid thereof. So you can really personalize it the way you wish. So again, Series 3, matchup 4 goes to the Indians in a rout, 10-1. Carlos Carrasco, complete game victory. Next game, like I said, next scheduled game is matchup 5, which is Tampa Bay and Arizona. And that will be the next video that comes out. Probably going to come out on either Monday or Tuesday. I'll record it today, later on today, and then probably put it out at lunchtime on a Monday or a Tuesday. Want to have enough time for this one to you know, get viewed and whatnot. I don't want to be overloading the YouTube with too many videos, because people get tired of seeing my stuff pop up all the time. So I think people like to see me in spaced out qualities. So maybe once or twice a week tops, and that's probably enough of demos that they can take. So that's what I've got there for the next one, and then that'll finish out Series 3 on the videos, and then I'll play the other 10 games, games 2 and 3 of each of the Series 3, play them offline, and then get ready for Series 4, which the big matchup will be. The matchup, the key matchup will be Series 1. That'll be the Mets and the Astros, and I'm sure RJL Robert will be tuning in for that one, and being wary of trash cans. Although in 2015, I don't think anybody knew about trash cans back then. If you can play Strat hockey, you're doing really well. I've got Strat hockey. I played it I've messed around with it a few times and just got frustrated with it. I also have Hockey Blast from Play, which to me is a much easier game to get into. I know the Replay Gamer and ID Jester both play a lot of Strat hockey. I think Dave Gardner does as well. I don't know about anybody else. Those are the ones I can think of that play Strat hockey. Uncle Ron plays Strat hockey once in a while on the computer. But as far as cards and dice, the only ones I've seen play Strat hockey are, I've seen ID Jester, I've seen the Replay Gamer, and I've seen Dave Gardner. And I think they also play, or ID and Dave Gardner, I think also play APA hockey. Dave Gardner can play any hockey game he gets his hand on, because he's a big hockey buff. Replay Gamer, I think I've only seen him play Strat-O-Matic hockey, and Strat-O-Matic baseball, of course. But I think he's like me, where baseball is the #1 sport in his mind or in his hobby, and so he concentrates mostly on baseball. And I think baseball tends to be the best one to put on video, because you can play a short amount of time. Football is very hard. Football and hockey, I would think, would be very hard to do videos on. I think Earl's finding it out with soccer as well. You almost have to break them up because the game lasts so long, and you kind of want to have a game that plays 30 to 45 minutes tops. That's kind of like the best way to play a game, or else people are gonna, if it takes too long, people are gonna lose interest. So I'm shocked. I'm honored to have 12 people still in the chat after a 10-1 game. I thought when it was 8-0 in the third that everybody would drop off, but I do appreciate those folks that hung in there. Like I said, I'm not big on live stuff. It's not my cup of tea. But maybe I'll make this Saturday thing my my go-to thing. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. May try live with a different game. Maybe one Saturday I'll just maybe one Saturday we'll just do a maybe an inside pitch live or a payoff pitch live, maybe something like that with the new charts and everything. So I don't know, DJ. Some people might think there's such a thing of overdoing videos. I don't know. It's up for debate, I guess, depending on who you ask and what's out there. The one thing I try to do is keep the videos to the game at hand. I try to stay away from politics and religion for sure. If someone wants to ask me off camera what I feel about those things, I'll be happy to share it. But I feel like people came here to see, see a game played, not talk about the things of the day. I think we want to get away from the cares of the world and the stresses of the world and all the craziness in the world. And this is our little hideout to get away from that for a little bit. It's right. You're on the West Coast. Yep, I got to remember that. The people different. I mean, I'm in the East Coast, so I just think I kind of have an East Coast bias. I guess I just think everything's East Coast. Of course, we're getting ready for a little bit of snow tomorrow, which has got people running to the local, Walmart or Food Line or whatever, thinking they're going to be snowed in for a week or whatever, when we're only supposed to get like 2 inches. So, but people around here freak out. Virginia does not do well in snow. If anybody saw that fiasco last week or whatever it was around New Year's with the Interstate 95, where people were stuck on the road for like 24 hours or something, I can't imagine going through that. Hey Wesley, how you doing? But yeah, that's just insane. We're just not. I mean, people up north, they deal with snow like it's no problem. I'm sure where Al is, that the snow is no problem. It's just like an everyday thing, no big deal. But when it happens down here, people get a little crazy, so to speak, and they definitely don't know how to drive in it. That's one thing I noticed around here. Don't know how to drive in it. So I'm not an expert at driving in it, but I know enough to go slow and have my lights on and leave plenty of space between my car and the next. That's about the best I can do. And I know not to lock your brakes if you start sliding. But other than that, yeah, Robert, you ought to come up north sometime and see some snow. I'm sure I think you said you've been up north, or you're from the north previously before moving to Florida. So I'm sure you've seen snow. So if you want to see snow, watch the Buffalo game tonight against New England. I'm sure there's going to be lots of snow there. Maybe not on the field, but lots of cold. And I'm more of a spring and summer fan myself, more so than the cold. Boy, I've been rambling on probably 15 minutes longer than I probably should have. Yep, you're from New York. You definitely know what the snow is. So my wife is from New York as well. She's from the Bronx. So we are kind of diametrically different. A woman from the Bronx and a guy from Virginia. Kind of interesting mesh there. We kind of play off each other, I think, and make up for our weaknesses on both sides, whatever that may be. So I'm very much an introvert. She's very much an extrovert. And so maybe she's kind of helped me be a little bit less introverted. I don't know. But as you notice, almost in every video, we met through work, actually. I was working in my former employment before I was let go after 26 years by outsourcing. I worked for an insurance company, and I was dealing with the New York area, and she was working for I think a workers' comp board or something, and we talked on the phone. That's how it got started. So this worked out that way. BB, how you doing? I think the Bengals will handle the Raiders. I think they should be able to, as long as Joe Burrow doesn't screw up. But I think they, that's right, DJ. Paula Abdul. Boy, that's a name from the past. That's straight up if you tell me. So, and I'm ashamed I even knew that. Boy, that's even worse. I think she was a Laker girl at one time. I don't know. But yes, Jason, you know about the cold. That's why the North Dakota State or North Dakota University, the Bison, play indoors for their football because of the. I know a lot of. The sad thing is I don't know a lot, but what I do know is a lot of useless knowledge, whether it be music or whatever. I'll just know about a certain fact, and I'm like, why do I know this old TV show fact, or why do I know this old song lyric? Just out of the blue, which is ridiculous. But oh well, it's the way it is. But I'm definitely an introvert. That's why you don't see me on camera very often. It's been a long time since I've been in front of it. I prefer to be behind it. And people don't want to see me. They want to see the cards and the dice and the flow of the game and the score sheets and all that stuff. So I like hanging in the background. That's fine by me. So like I said, I do appreciate all you guys coming out and sharing your Saturday morning with me. I'm still drinking a little bit of coffee. I got to go heat it now because it's gotten cold. But I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Cincinnati, so I don't know if it's going to affect the passing game or not. But of course, the Raiders being an indoor team, a lot of times those indoor teams, get a little struggling when they go to the outdoors in the cold. Yeah, North Dakota State is the Bison are kind of like an institution in Division II, or 1AA or whatever they call that thing. I don't know what they call it now, FBS or FCS or whatever they call it. I guess it's FCS. I know we got the local James Madison. Well, it's not really local. They're about 2 hours away, but James Madison in Virginia, they're moving up to the FBS next year, I think it is. So. Yeah, so Smo tomorrow. Okay. I do that a lot as well, DJ. A lot of times, like I said, I was watching or not watching, but I will have on either RJL or Tenacious Earl or somebody while I'm doing yard work. Or if it's nice weather out, if I'm going for a walk, I'll have them on. So I'm not watching anything either. I'm just listening to what they're saying. I forgot to mention also, somebody asked about super advanced Strat-O-Matic. I do believe that Sports Time Machine also uses super advanced. He may use advanced, but I think he uses super advanced. I have to double check on that. But he's another one that plays super advanced as well. A lot of good content creators out there, so there's plenty to choose from. Action PC. I'll put it on. Like I said, it's an itch that, if I want to scratch an itch, that's one of the things I throw up there. I had started a 2019 Washington Nationals replay in Action PC before I did it on Inside Pitch. So yeah, sometimes what I've been messing with here lately is I think I pulled out one of the 80 seasons where I turned the starting lineups off or whatever, and I make my own rosters and make my own transactions and my own lineups, and that's kind of fun to toy around with a little bit. It's an interesting game. It's closed engine, but that doesn't bother me a bit. It's got some good graphics to it and some sound to it. I don't use the narrator though. That kind of annoys me. But I kind of, in my mind's eye, I do my own little play-by-play. But that's the reason why I started doing this hobby to begin with, and doing any videos, period, is it kind of scratches an itch. And when I was a kid or growing up, I always wanted to be one of two things, either a baseball manager or a broadcaster, and this is my chance to do both. You manage the game and you try to, present something that looks remotely like a broadcast, but everybody has their own style in broadcasting too. I mean, you watch different videos and everybody's got their own style, and that's the best way to do it. If everybody sounded the same, then it'd be kind of boring. Yeah, DJ, that was years ago. I think I played the same game with like 5 or 6 different game engines. A couple innings with Strat, couple innings with History Maker, couple innings with Replay Baseball, couple innings with Payoff Pitch. I don't think I had Inside Pitch at the time. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. I think I did I think it was the Yankees-Red Sox game. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was like a 3-hour video, because not only did I play the game with each of those game engines, but I kind of was doing a review of each one too at the same time, if I remember correctly. It's been years since I did that video. Sometimes I cringe now when somebody comments on a video from like 4 years ago where I'm looking like, man, that was some crappy camera quality back then. So not that this is great, but compared to what it used to be, it's come a long way. So I do kind of cringe when I see some of those older ones. It was like, man, how did I even make it through this? But I don't know. That's just the way it works out, I guess. It's a different niche. People like to watch if they're playing, or they like to have it in the background. Wow, thank you very much. Like I said, some people like to... One thing I have a hard time doing on my own is trying to play a game, cards and dice, and listen to somebody else. It kind of distracts me a little bit. I'd much rather listen to somebody when I'm doing something other than playing this, like I said, doing yard work, going for a walk, just generally doing chores around the house. Then I'll have a game on. But if I'm playing a game, I guess I'm more... I like to be focused on the game itself, and any noise on the outside would be distracting. So I tend not to do that. All right, Al, you have a great day. Enjoy the football this today and tomorrow, and even Monday, as they say. And if you're doing a chat tonight, maybe I'll jump in there and see how you're doing. See how everybody else is doing, I should say. Al, one of the stalwarts of this, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I'm not used to talking this long. Al, one of the stalwarts of the video genre, especially with his chats. I used to love when we had the old Discord. That was great. I used to love that. Too bad that went away, but that was awesome. We used to have the Discord. And of course, Tabby says hello, Al. But she's sitting this one out. She's just taking a nap, I think. Well, there you go. I probably did that when I was a kid, DJ, but now I get so focused on this stuff. It's like, I don't know, maybe my older mind is just not able to focus on things. I try to be more linear and focus on one thing at a time. So I really do appreciate all you guys that came in for this thing. I may try to make this a Saturday morning ritual. I don't know. Like I said, it's still not, I'm not in my comfort zone by any means doing this, but you know, as long as it seems to be fun, I'll try to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, and so I can get going and do some other things around the house. I got chores to do myself. My wife's gonna expect certain things to be done by the time she gets home at 2 o'clock Eastern, so I better get on the ball. Thanks to Brad Church, Al Red Sox fan, Jack Dawson, RJL, the legend himself, Robert, the inside pitch legend. Thanks you to Forrest Heitert. I don't know if I mispronounced that last name. Sorry if I did. Bleacher Bun Gaming, Anthony. Always a pleasure to see Anthony come along. Let's see, who else did I don't want to miss anybody. There's another part about doing these streams. I got to go back and Butch Haber, thank you for coming along. I don't know who's still here and who's not, but I'm just going to read them off so I can appreciate everyone that did come in. John West, appreciate you being here. Let's see, Larry Harris, Cleveland baseball fan. He's still a Tribe fan to me. He's still a Tribe fan. And as you notice, I am big into the politically incorrect, and I rearranged my Indians team holder to have the Indian there. So I went from the C back to the little figure there because I like that. So Clee baseball fan, formerly known as Tribe fan. DJ John, thank you for joining us and being part of the stream. Joel Anderson, thank you for coming along. Some of these names are newer names to me, maybe because my memory is so bad. I think I already mentioned Brad Church. Let's see who else is here. The stream and a lot of chat. So I got Alex B. Thank you for coming along. Let's see. I don't want to miss. I definitely don't want to miss anybody. Hopefully I got everybody. Did I miss anybody else? If I did, I will keep going and see if I'm missing anybody else. Wesley King, I think, is the last one. And BBBB. How can I forget BBBB? And hey, speak of his ears must have been burning. But Utah Mike, Sports Time Machine, has shown up. Nice to have you along, Mr. Utah Mike. I was just we're talking about creators that played somebody asked the question, who played Super Advanced Strat, and I went through a couple people and forgot that I believe you also are doing Super Advanced with your project as well. I'm not sure if you do Advanced or Super Advanced, but I'm pretty sure you do Super Advanced. So I was leading them to your channel as well. If somebody wanted to watch the Super Advanced Strat-O-Matic. Of course, this project, inspired by Tenacious Earl, is just strictly advanced because I did Super Advanced with the White Sox replay and the 82 replay. So kind of wanted to do something a little different, get a different experience. That's the beauty of Strat, is getting a different experience. So, Mike, I thought Utah was going to pull it out in the Rose Bowl. I think if the quarterback hadn't gotten hurt, they might have had a better chance, but they just had no answer defensively for those receivers. I think they were missing some. I think they were missing some secondary people there because they just got lit up in the secondary. But man, they gave it a Herculean effort and almost pulled that thing off. They are Oregon Ducks daddy. I do know that. I mean, they just own the Ducks like it's nobody's business. So, fun team to watch, and I hope that quarterback didn't get hurt too badly. If he's not a senior, I hope he comes back for next year, because very, very interesting team to watch, and they almost pulled it off against Ohio State, but couldn't quite do it. And I'm sure ID Jester would say that Ohio State had it all the way, but that's just IDJ. And we all love IDJ for all he does and all he has done in the past for the hobby. I know he does a lot of war games that I don't really get into, but I'll still pop into his streams just to say hello, because he's just an interesting character to chat with. So hopefully I got everybody who's been in the chat. I want to thank everybody again for spending part of your Saturday morning with me. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be an every Saturday thing, but so far the last 2 Saturdays has just worked out that way to be able to do that. I am going to be recording the Tampa Bay Arizona game coming up, and that will be posted probably I want to say either Monday or Tuesday. That's going to be Series 3 Matchup 5, the final matchup in Series 3. It'll be Arizona and Tampa Bay from Arizona, which I believe is Chase Field. If there's anything else, anybody else wants to ask me any questions, I guess I'll open up to the floor, because I'm out of things to talk about. I don't want to just ramble just to be rambling, but if anybody has any specific questions, I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability. I might not know the answer, but I'll try to find out if I don't. But if anybody does, I'll be happy to answer. If not, then, like I said, the wife's going to be expecting certain things to be done when she gets home from work, so I got to make sure that I do certain chores like the garbage and the cat's litter box and stuff like that, and get ready for our snow we're supposed to get tomorrow. So, not that it's going to be that much. But. Game 7 of the 69 World Series. One thing I wanted to ask you, Mike, is it's interesting that you got a co-op going with Replay Gamer on the 83, I believe it's the Houston Astros. And I'm not sure, I think you're doing as played. I think Replay Gamer is kind of taken a little bit of liberties with the Houston lineups. I'm not sure. I have to go back and watch that. And he's doing strat and you're doing payoff pitch. But that's a very interesting co-op there. I did one co-op with Tabletop Earl. We did a co-op years ago on the Joe DiMaggio hitting streak, where we did alternating games. He would do one game and I'd do one game, and we go back and forth until it finally ended, I think about 12 or 13 games in. But that was very interesting. So yeah, I'd be definitely interested in co-opting something with somebody at some point. I don't know what or when or how or whatever, but I think that would be an interesting thing to do. A couple years ago, I was scheduled to do a co-op with Espo, and it just didn't work out in the 67 American League Replay. But yeah, I would definitely be, at some point, maybe be interested in doing something like that with somebody. Maybe not like I did with Earl, where we just record and upload, and maybe a project of some kind. I don't know. DiMaggio streak seems to be an interesting project to do sometimes. It all depends on what cards people have and what games they have and so forth. So, all right. If nobody else has any questions or comments or whatever for me, then I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. Mike, if you came in late and didn't see the score, I'll keep the score sheet covered, but you may have already seen the score, so may let the cat out of the bag on that one with the Cleveland Cincinnati Battle of Ohio. So enjoy your Saturday, folks. Plenty of football if you're an NFL fan. There's 3 games on for you. A couple games tomorrow and the 1 game on Monday night. So, thanks to everyone who came in. Appreciate all the kind words. I'm not sure they're deserved, but I certainly will appreciate them. And I appreciate you guys spending part of your Saturday morning with me. So, as usual, until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all with Tampa Bay and Arizona down the road.